At Bank of America Stadium. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here in Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, back 25. Here we go, G, get off the field. Check, ready, set.
On first down, Ryan. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and now it's second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again, Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. From the gun, it's Ryan. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. James Bradbury, he was right there to break it up. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Here we go.
At their own 26-yard line.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Watch twist. Watch the twist. Check 3, check 3.
A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
We're set. 180. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Right here, right here. Check. 8, 8. 20. Mike 54, Mike 54. Mike 54. Delta, Delta. Get the ball. What is it?
Out of the gun, Newton. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen.
Yeah, Greg Olsen's back for his 13th NFL season. The last 9 have been in a Panthers uniform. Only 9 games for him a year ago, 7 the season before due to injuries. But when healthy, a 1,000-yard receiver in 2014, 15, and 16.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Great, great, great. 54.
Newton to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Falcons 7, Panthers 0.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick.
Pick 6, baby. Let's get this all day.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's the second year back from Southern Miss, Ito Smith. Dontari Poe in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Ito Smith. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. I got it. Hey, Sue. Get out.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Brian Burns, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
After the sack on 1st down, Newton. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
20. All day, every day. Any weapon. Kill. Great. 8. Shoot. Switch.
Throwing on third down, Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 22. And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there. That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Another try for Smith. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. 3rd and goal. Here we go now with Smith. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, if this defense can hold him to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Taking a shot for 6. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
That's the end of the 1st quarter.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. On the carry, here's Smith. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Not enough there for a 1st. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. The Falcons on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And it's complete. Hooper. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Ready, blue lady. Blue lady. 59. Mike the 59. Tighten up, tighten up.
A 1st down carry for Smith. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Malik Jefferson in there on the stop.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 2nd and 9, Ryan got it complete to Rodgers. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd Jones. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. On first down, it's Smith. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Falcons. Ito Smith, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Gano the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Newton, meanwhile, here connecting with McCaffrey. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll bring up a second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing is Newton. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Chris Hogan, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
3 bucks. Hey, Tuesday. Ready to go.
Here's Ryan. Caught by Jones. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
First down, Atlanta.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Right there. 54 Mike. Bring it. Wait. Mike 54. Mike. Fun. Don't get nervous. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go.
From the shotgun, Ryan. This complete to Jones. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They'll run on first down. It's Smith. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Check, 59.
On 2nd and 12, Ryan. That'll be caught by Rodgers. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now it's Ryan. And that's knocked away and incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on fourth.
Check. 21. Hey, Delta. Pick it up, G. Check 59.
They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. Complete to Jones. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Down. Get it. 25. Your track. Check 3. Hey, express. Check out 3. 22 jet bomber. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Shit. Hey, check.
On first down, it's Smith, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
Ready, Blue 80. Back 25. Check. Watch 54. 9. Get up.
On second down, here's Smith. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down.
20. Lights 59. Protein spill. Watch the run.
They'll run it here with Smith. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll toss it to Smith. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. On 2nd down, it's Smith. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
What's that? Great. Watch the slap. It's our time. Check.
Newton on first down. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Panther first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Right there, 54 Mike. Check the out.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Newton under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Vic Beasley making it look easy, cruising in for the sack.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they're back within a touchdown at 17-10. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
We got this.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. 12 yards is the pickup, good for a first down for the Falcons. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Ryan. Jones has it. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. And when these two are clicking, Ryan and Jones, and we've seen multiple hookups here in this one, usually their offense is clicking, and that's why they're winning.
Yeah, they tend to follow what those two do. They set the tone for either a good day or maybe a tougher day. And right now, we're seeing an excellent game because those two are finding each other. No matter where on the field, they're making plays.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Hey, back 25! 54! Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
They go back to the ground with Smith. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. They'll run with Smith. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. And he's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
At their own 25-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On first down, Newton. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? Ready? 2 times. Hey! 8! Express! Check 45 to Mike.
To throw again on second down. Newton, rush coming, and he's taken down. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. Hey, watch that. Check first. Mike. Gun. Hey, come on out here. Come get some.
To throw on third down. Newton gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down.
Defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go. SOS. Gun.
The Panthers going for it on fourth. Newton. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the out.
A shotgun snap for Newton. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Ready, 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
20.
They'll run it again with Smith. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Trey Boston up to make the tackle.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 34-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Toss left. This is Smith. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. It was Eric Reed in on the stop. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Ryan finding Julio out wide. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Smith. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause of the action. A timeout here defensively. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Smith. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will be from 49 yards out. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But it's still ate up time. Got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Here's Ryan. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Pick me up. Here we go. Check it back. Check it back.
Now it's Smith. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Ryan. He wants it all for the end zone. And incomplete, almost intercepted. And a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. 2nd and 10, Newton again. Dancing to his left. He'll run it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Right. He's tight right here.
One last throw here for Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Falcons, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.